Wow, that was so impactful. We have one more segment before we're going to take a break. And for those of you that were just blown away, I feel like my hair should be like this. This is what just happened to me in my mouth. But the next segment that we're going to bring up, if you thought this was impactful, we have an event coming up in the end of January that is going, yes, who knows? Some of you don't know it, but you know that is going to be incredibly impactful, and I'm going to bring up someone that's going to get a chance to share this with you on why it is so important to go. And you might be already thinking in your mind and checking out of like, we did not just go through all of that amazingness for you to count yourself out right now. And so the gentleman that I'm going to bring up on the business side, he is tenacious. He is known company-wide for the stuff that he's been able to do. And when he first got started, in his first 30 days, he put in 100 people. I know some people will be like, girl, I'm just trying to get 2 people. This year. You know, so if you want to know how to just really accelerate what it is you're doing, he's going to talk about why that is so important and why it's so important that you need to be in the chair not only just today, but at the next event and the next event and the next event. The most important event is the next event. And so he's out here all the way from Arizona. He's a marketing director. He's a 100K LTE earner. So business-wise, he is going to bring it to you on why exactly you need to be there. Again, to make this 2019 the best foundation for what you've just created over the past few years. So let's give it up to MD DJ Barton!
Josh Payne in Denver, Colorado. Legit. Enough to follow. All right, so just so I get an idea, because I wasn't here right at the beginning, I know there's a lot of different types of people in here. Some have been in for years, decades. Some of you, this might be your first event. How many of you have been in for 6 months or less? Let's show of hands. Welcome to your future. Welcome to your future. So you guys excited for 2019? You guys set your goals? Ready to conquer them? Awesome. Well, just so we're not complete strangers, I want to be able to relate to you guys. I found out about an hour and a half ago that I was going to share some ideas about this topic. And so I don't have anything planned today. So the only thing I'm going to do is talk to you from my heart. Is that okay? Yeah. And can I be very real with you as if we were in a room one-on-one with nobody else around? Yes. Terrific. So I've been in network marketing for 22 years. My first company I started when I was a part of when I was 18 years old. And I realized right out of high school I had no interest in going to college, and I realized I didn't want to get a job. So option 3 was network marketing. And I fell in love with the industry. The first company I was a part of was a product-based company. We sold hair care, skin care, nutrition, and water filters, and cleaning products, which I had zero interest in. I was 18, I did not clean. So what I want you to understand, though, is I fell in love with the people, the energy, the system, and everything around the environment of network marketing, the personal development, the people helping people concept of what we do. Anybody like that kind of stuff? So I had the pleasure of working hand in hand with a gentleman some of you might know by the name of Mark Aceta. That was my mentor 22 years ago. And I fell in love with everything that he was doing, and I didn't sign up because of the company, the pay plan. I didn't sign up because of the timing. I didn't sign up because of the product. I signed up because I had the ability to work with somebody that had what I wanted in life, and they were willing to coach me as long as I worked to get his attention. How many people can relate to that? And I was very blessed to make it to the top 19 of that company by the time we were 24. Working hand in hand with him. And I don't tell you that to impress you. I tell you that there's only one reason why we got to that level. And I'm going to talk about that topic now, which are the events. Because I believe cold-heartedly that the only reason that you will have success in this business is because of our system. I am not the most talented, I'm not the best speaker, I am not the best trainer, I'm not the best salesperson, I don't have all the skill sets, but I have one thing that a lot of people won't have is belief in our system, that the system will create success for everybody in World Ventures if they just sell out to the system. And I want to talk to you guys about what that looked like, because it's a lot different than what you're probably used to today than it was 22 years ago. And because a lot of times when people get into network marketing, here's what I'll share with you. I'll back up a minute. Amateurs will build a network marketing company, okay? But professionals will promote a system, and the system will then build their network marketing company. Has everybody got that? And here's what I want you to understand. I got called into a private room when I think I was 21, 20, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact time. And there was 5 of us. And Mark said, I want to have a chat with you 5. And I said, okay. And I was getting nervous because, you guys, how many people know who Mark is in here? All right, so I was young and nervous. And he sat us down in a room. It was after a training. There was a couple hundred people in there. And he said, listen, you guys are doing really good. You guys are making some money. We were in our 20s. We were making good money at that time. Probably about, I don't know, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. But at 20, 21, is that good money? Yeah, it was good, I thought. And he said, do you guys want to make a living in network marketing? Or do you want to get wealthy in network marketing? And of course, I was like, psychologically, I was like, is this a trick question? Because I wanted to get wealthy. I joined network marketing to get wealthy. Anybody join network marketing to get wealthy? Here, raise your hand. Let me see. And don't raise your hand. It's okay if you're in network marketing because you want to pay off a credit card, or you want to pay off student loans, and you want to get some extra money so you can retire early. But I truly got into this because I wanted to get wealthy in America and have the freedom to do the things that I want to do in life and write my own ticket. That's why I joined network marketing. So whenever I train, I have to come to you from that angle. Is that okay with you guys? And he said, here's the difference of why 99% of the people will never make it to the top 1% of the company. But he goes, if you want to be a 1%er, you've got to have blind faith and believe in what I'm about to share with you guys today. So of course I was like excited, nervous, I didn't know what was coming. And he said, because here, can we all agree that an 18-year-old kid selling hair care, nutrition, water filters, all that kind of stuff, like I didn't get into that for that, right? I was like, yeah, whatever. He said the top money earners are not the best salespeople. They don't have the most customers. But what they do is they have the biggest following. And I'm going to share a couple statistics in a minute for you, but here's what I'm going to share. I'm going to share some insight. You guys said I could have a one-on-one conversation with you, remember? And I could be real with you guys, right? Because you guys took 4 hours out of your day in 2019 to have something better than you had in 2018. Can we all agree with that for a minute? Yes. And a lot of you guys are here because you want more. Maybe you don't know what more is yet, but you're here to try to figure it out. Maybe one thing today will rock your world to help you have the best year of your life. And here's what it did for me, this conversation, okay? He said, he goes, 99% of the people will never get wealthy because they're focused on selling our product. And I'm talking 22 years ago, okay? And I said, well, psychologically, I was like, well, isn't that what we're supposed to do? He goes, yes. But he goes, see, like in World Ventures, we share our opportunity, right? We don't really have to sell. We're professional sorters, are we not? Yes. He goes, if you can sell out, selling out our trainings, and the people that have the most people at the trainings will out-earn everybody that sells the most products. Think about that a minute. Because if you have more people at the events than everybody else, they're going to come out of the events where, in our world, World Ventures, instead of you being in World Ventures is then inside of you, yes? Because how many of you were struggling before an event, but then you went to an event, and then all of a sudden you were saying the same thing before the event, but then after the event you said the same stuff, but because your belief was so much greater and your passion and your conviction was so much higher, you moved people into action. How many people experience that? Raise your hand. Look around the room. So for that to be true, so what Mark said, he said, here's the thing. He goes, I need you to get sold on selling events. And I promise you, you will out-earn everybody in the entire company. He goes, you will be at the top 10% of the company. You guys are not the most talented. You are the most sophisticated. You guys aren't the most skillful people. Like, he was telling us this. I'm like, well, thank you, sir. And he goes, but one thing you guys have that outweighs everything else is heart and desire and conviction. And he goes, that's why you five I'm going to pick to take you to the top of this thing. And I did, he goes, all I need you to do, and he told us to this behind stage. He goes, I need you to edify me and edify the event, and you sell out to our system, and I will pay you dividends. And I believed him. See, the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain, yes? And so I had blind faith. You know, you can't have faith and doubt at the same time, right? You can't be in LA and New York at the same time. You can't be pregnant and not pregnant at the same time, right? You either have faith the size of a mustard seed, or you don't. Yes? Yes. So I had faith, and I believed in what he did. And I was Mark's number 1 and number 2. I went back and forth with another guy named Cale for many years, and we were his top producers, not because I sold the most water filters, not because I knew what Kukui Shine was, or Colloidal Silver, or trihalofavorabinate. I didn't know what any of that kind of stuff was. All I knew is that Mark had a system that could help all of us get financially free. And that was more my product, that I sold in network marketing, more so than the product itself. So if you can truly sell out to the system like we did 22 years ago, all of you would be in the top 1% earners of World Ventures. Now, here's what I want to share some statistics with you. Those numbers on there, you can't see really good. Can somebody fix that a little bit? You're right there. Will you do it? Awesome. So while they're fixing that, here's what I want you guys to understand. Now, I get people to the events for one intent, because I know if they don't go to the event, they will not be around long enough to go to the next event. Because everybody in network marketing has a shelf life. How many people have experienced that? So it is up to you, because the brand new person does not know what they don't know. We all agree. But you know what they need to know, yes? So it is up to you as their AKA leader to push them, sell them, convince them, drag them to come to an event. Yes. Whatever it takes. Because when they come out of the event, they might be pissed on the way there, but they'll be hugging you on the way out. All right? Now here's what's an interesting statistic. Some of you know what a focus board is, yes? If you don't, find one and you'll know shortly, okay? But these are numbers that are on a focus board. These are the most important numbers that are on a focus board. How many of you are a senior rep? Stand up. Stand up if you're a senior rep. All right, congratulations, pay attention. So here's the thing. If you're a senior rep, you must have 10 people at Momentum. That is where you're at. Now, if you're knocking on the door of director, directors have about 25 people at the events to their business. Stay standing. And so here's what I want you to understand. If you're at 17 or 18 or 19, do you think within a week of Momentum, you'll probably be at director? Yes? Sit down, please. So, and I have things in my mouth because I'm coming over a flu and I don't want to be hacking up here, so I got like 4 vitamins in my mouth right now. If you're a director, will you please stand up? Here's the deal. If you're a director, you absolutely at a minimum have to have 25 people at the next event. Now, there might be a director in here, I'm not saying there is, I'm just giving you a hypothetical, that might only have 18 after going to the event. That means you're going to slide back to senior rep unless you get going. I'm just being very candid with you. These are the conversations that I had with Mark Casetta back in the day. So if you, don't worry about how many memberships you're signing up. Focus on how many people are at the events, because the events will sign up more memberships than going into the event with no people. Everybody understand that? Those are the numbers that you got to sell out to if you want to become an international marketing director. Everybody understand that? All right, have a seat. So here's the reality. Now, this is a very touchy subject. Has everybody seen our income disclosure statement in here? With a show of hands, because I'm going to talk numbers for a minute. And these are very similar. You're going to have what is that called, an epiphany? All right. So here's the reality. The average marketing director makes $56,000 and change a year. Now, how many marketing director team members are at the events on a low-level marketing director? 50. So can I give you some simple math from a high school graduate? Don't look at your people as a dollar sign, but I want you to get the point. Don't have an underlining motive of getting people to the events. My motive is to help people to the events, to help them become financially free and give them the life that God intended them to live, okay? But I'm going to give you a number where you're going to have an aha moment that correlates to these events, and I promise you, all the leaders will go, oh my God, that makes sense. See, the average income is $56,000. What I want you to realize is for every person you get to an event, they're going to make you $1,000 this year. Because 50 times 1,000 is 50,000, correct? The average income is 56. What's the average income at regional marketing director? 120? How many people do you need at R&D? 100. Anybody see a correlation here? So how much money do you want to make this year? Now you can't go to someone and say, here's the deal, I want to make 100 grand this year, I need you to come to the event, okay? You're really pretty, I want to kiss you. You can't do that, okay? You got to have tactfulness, don't you? But understand, like attracts like. People will follow what you do. So I wanted to put this in perspective, guys. I sold out. I went to high school. I barely graduated. I had no business being in business. I was 18. I met Mark when I was roughly 19. He was worth millions of dollars. He said, DJ, I don't work where I'm needed. I work where I'm deserved. How come in school the teachers work where they're needed, not where they're deserved? Completely different, yes? See, in business, he goes, listen, you have to earn my attention to get for me to work with you. And I was like, all right, what do I got to do? He goes, everything I tell you to do. And I said, okay, I'll do whatever you tell me to do within reason. All right? And I did exactly what he told me to do. I don't know if I was dumb enough or smart enough to do exactly what he told me to do. I was just in a position where I wanted more, and I believe that man could help me get there. Now the best part about him, Marcus said it today, he's 22 years more polished than he was 22 years ago. And you guys have him at your fingertips just like I did. And you have the ability to go to momentum in 3 weeks from now. And some of you are going to make excuses as why you won't go. And to be honest with you, shame on you. Because the excuses that you've made for the last decade are the reasons why your life is where it's at today. For things to change, you have to change, right? For things to get better, you have to get better. So you can lie to yourself, or you can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself, yes? I always believe that the excuses are the nails to your coffin, okay? Those are what get you. Some of you can shake your head, that's cool. Mark used to always say to me, DJ, do you rather be rich, or do you rather be right? I was like, is there a C for both? Think about it. So many people are like, I'd rather be right. It's so funny, I'll have people go, well, I'm skeptical. It's like, well, I've never met a rich one. So that's cool. You be skeptical, we'll get rich. That's how I was thinking, okay? Like, when your company put in $70,000 last month, millions of members, #1 travel club on the planet, $2 billion in the last 3 years. I think we had our #1 record-breaking day yesterday that cracked Black Friday, which was like at 15, 16, or 17,000 people joining. I saw Matt Morris post immediately 35,000 people joined this group. I feel bad for him. A little less than last month. But I can tell you right now, he has more people at events than everybody, and he sells out to the events. I'm going to bring up a couple people real quick before I wrap up my session so you can hear from them. Let me see who they are. We're going to bring up Nestor. Where's Nestor? So I'm going to have you share your story, number one, how long you've been in, what you do, either full-time or what you used to do, but what transpired, because I think, and tell them how many personals you put in since the last event, and what triggered that, and what was your biggest takeaway? It's all yours.
Go, Miss! We love you!
She on? Let's see.
Check the bottom of it.
Got it.
Cool, okay. I've been in this. I've been. I don't want to get up. No, what are you doing? Yes, I want to get on stage. Okay. I've been in this organization for 6 years, but I've been building the business for about 4. My goodness, I am a nut about promoting events. So, actually to the point of sometimes I will bring people to events, actually most of the time I will bring people even to national events that are not even members or reps. So if you have to choose between getting somebody signed up in the business or as far as a membership, it's going to pay you a lot more if somebody's like in between, like their finances are tough for them. It would pay you a lot more to get them to go to the event than have them sign up for a membership. Thankfully right now, with it being $99, hopefully that's not an issue, but for the most part, that is what I do and that's how I grow my team. Okay, so as far as story, my goodness. So I did have 11 people at the last event, but I actually had lost my rank. So at the View, I was at like 26, 28. And so, gosh, and now I'm director of 9090, which is insane. God, I have no idea how many personals I put in. I really have no idea. I put in 14 yesterday. 7th day before that. Yeah, so 7th day before that, it's been at least, I guess at least 30 over since the View, so personally. But yeah, to have that kind of growth, literally, it's always been because of events. Any other, what else?
Awesome, great job. We're going to have really quick come up here is Holly and George Davalis. Where are you at? So obviously you guys already know how valuable events are. Just from your heart, kind of share your quick story, what your biggest takeaway was from the View to this event, and why you guys are having such attraction.
Okay.
Okay?
So, Holly Davalis, George Davalis, and so I have never missed an event. But that doesn't say that works for George. So, back in 2017 was the first year he went to an event with me. I'd come home, I'd be pumped up, I'm excited, I have plans of where we need to go, and he's looking at me like, why is this woman crazy and why does she not care that I repainted the house? I don't care. So in 2017, George went to the first event with me. Fast forward to the View. George was not able to go with me. When I left for the View with our 5 team members, that's how many I had go with us. We left and our left side was at 106. And so we're at the View having a whole lot of fun with our team members, planning out, seeing what we're gonna do. And I need George to tell you where he was while I was at the View, because it makes it really important of where your team's mindset is and where your partner's mindset is when you're gone and why they need to be with you there. Want to share with you?
So while my wife was at the View, again, my name is George, I sat in my recliner after I got off work. And I wanted to quit. Mentally, from all the business and what was going on, and it was not just World Ventures, it was everything. Mentally wanted to quit. So I was texting Nick Greco at 9 o'clock in the morning while I was there in Vegas. And I said, I'm done. We were at senior rep, cruising to director. And I said I was done. I was just stressed out. And I was sitting in the chair, texting this, I had a warm feeling and said, erase. So I erased it, put my phone to the side. I had no idea what was coming. We have an amazing team, and then we have a team member that I had never met before. Accidentally came to a social proof on a Thursday and saw Angela Hall and just turned the heat up. And this young man, because he's younger than me, hit senior rep in 7 days. And his name was Dewan, and plus the rest of the team. We put in from, it was actually 101, and we're at 268. We hit the $10,000 bonus. We just got qualified for the car. See, the thing about it is when you allow World Ventures to get inside you, you will win. If you allow it to. Please, I thank you for everything. Yeah, and going to the event. When I saw my wife go to an event, and when it was back then, exhilaration, and she come home fired up, like, yeah, whatever. And I don't need to go training, I'm George freaking DeValis. But the thing about it is, when I went to an event in Arizona in 2017, it changed my life. It changed everything about us. We have an amazing team, amazing people, and leadership. We thank World Ventures and everyone. Thank you very much.
Amazing, right? Yes. I'm telling you, the events change people. People always go, you go to those personal development meetings? Some people are so negative, you put them in a dark room and they'll develop, huh? All right, so the next gentleman I'm going to bring up, some of you may or may not know, has become a dear friend of mine. He's one of the best guys in this marketplace, has a heart of gold. When he's working, no one can outrun this guy. Give it up for Mr. Dan Hoyt.
What it is, y'all? So yeah, they asked me to come and talk about events. You know, I have stories for days. I mean, I've been in this deal for 7 years now, and you know, events have always been part of our culture. But I'm just going to tell 2 quick stories. When I first got in, some of you may or may not know this, but Lorenzo Roybal, youngest IMD in the United States to ever hit IMD, he was my direct. Yeah, he's the guy that signed me up, right? Pretty cool, right? Challenge was, when I first got in, I was like, you know, this is a guy that's super shy. He has to take a shot before he talks in front of people because he's so nervous. You know, he's the guy that would rather talk to everybody in the corner. During our presentations, let's pretend I'm Lorenzo and he's me. Here's the room of people. This is how he'd present, and he would look at me straight in the eyes the entire time and wouldn't look at anybody in the room. That was my upline. So you don't know what you don't know, right? And so he told me to go to my first event. We went to the event and it was awesome, blew my mind. And the big thing you guys got to understand is your level of action can never surpass your level of belief. So everybody in here, you came into this with something in your mind that says there's some kind of, you know, boogeyman under the bed that you put there that says this is the reason I can't beat that, right? Everybody's coming in here and saying to themselves, you know, I really want to be the guy talking. I really want to be Lorenzo Roybal. I really want to be all these people. But there's something that's holding you back. There's some reason. Maybe it's your age, maybe it's your gender, maybe it's who your parents weren't or were. It doesn't matter. But when you go to an event and you see all those same people with circumstances worse than yours or better than yours, or you see someone other that reminds yourself, you see a mirror walking across stage and you hear what they did, right? You hear what they went through. You hear what they went and did when they went through an event, and all of a sudden it clicks. Now you're like, if they did it, what? I can too. If they can, so can I. And that's when everything switches. That's when leadership mode comes in. See, you're not building this until you decide that you're a leader, right? What makes you a leader? When you go there and you say, no matter what happens, no matter who's getting into this deal, you can put World Ventures on my back and I'm going to carry the sucker. All right, because I am now in this for the long haul, and you become a leader, and now you start bringing other people into that, and you start encouraging other people because you see it. You can't paint a vision you don't see. All right? Now, why do I say all that? I've been in this 7 years, and events over 7 years, you can fall into the trap that the next event is just like the one before it. Yes or yes? And you stop promoting as hard as you did in the beginning. There's a lot of us that were stagnant for a while. Things are popping now, but for a while things were stagnant. Why? Because we start seeing the next event the same as the last one, so we don't promote it as hard because we think World Ventures in 2019 is going to be the same as 2018. Yes or yes? All right, so here's what happened. The other day I was on the phone. It was a three-way call. It was a video call with one of our new people in LA, and Lorenzo pops on out of nowhere. Right? He does that sometimes. It's kind of creepy, but you just hear him breathing, and you just got this eerie feeling someone's watching you, and then you're like, scroll over on the Zoom, and you're like, oh, Zoe's here. All right, cool. So, in the middle of talking to my new guy going over a game plan sesh, you know, I'm like, oh, there's a guy, Lorenzo Royfoster, Edified, and Lorenzo pops on, and this is, we have colors in this deal, and one of them is called green. It just means they're very analytical. The guy that signed up, very, 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 very analytical. So he's asking me 10,000 questions in the comp plan. I'm like, you know what? Hey, you should talk to my buddy Lorenzo. Lorenzo gets on, and every question this guy asks, and he's probably watching, hey Brandon, and every question that he has are good questions, but they're not relevant right now to building and getting a great story. Every question he says, he's like, yeah, man, that's really good. We'll get you the info on that, but listen, we got to talk about this event coming up in Alabama. And I'm thinking, and just understand, I've been doing this seven years, marketing director. Thousands of people have joined my business. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, wait, hold up. Stop pushing so hard, Zoe, you're going to blow them out of the water. Right? This is me thinking this. And so that means I'm reevaluating. I'm saying, I've gotten to the point in my business where I'm not pushing as hard as I used to for the events. Right? But he still is. There's a reason he's IMD. Right? He's not the best speaker, he's not the best, well, he is now, but he used to not be. And I used to wonder, like, I would bang my head against the wall and be like, how is he winning? Right? Because I thought I was better him in a lot of these skill sets. And the fact of the matter is, what DJ said is spot on. I was going towards and getting good at a lot of the things that weren't as relevant as what he was. And there's an audio that you can go to the Advantage program and you can hear this audio from Lorenzo where he talks about promoting. It's the best promoting speech I've ever heard. But on that call, he had just got in. Actually, he wasn't even in yet. And he would talk about, Lorenzo would talk about is you have to get to Alabama. You have to get to momentum. You have to learn. You have to see the bigger picture. You've got to meet these guys. That was all. Right after we get off the call, this guy's not even in yet. He gets in and then he buys his ticket to momentum. This was like a week ago, okay? Yeah, clap for that because that's crazy, right? So real quick, here's the learning lesson. I became coachable again, right? And the very next person that we signed up later that day, all right, we're getting them started. This is only about a week ago. Alabama's coming up, y'all. And all of a sudden I'm like, she's like, well, what do I got to do to win? I said, all this doesn't matter. We need to get you signed up for the event. Well, that's a couple weeks from now. It doesn't matter. Listen, do you want to win? Yes or yes? Yes. Are you committed? Yes. Let's get you a ticket. And I pushed and she's coming. Okay? So the moral of the story is when someone gets in, they don't need to know anything other than how to register for the next event. Everything else will fall into place. And if we can just get all the new people doing that, and we, the people that have been in for a long time, can get back to that new person excitement and can get back to the next event is the only event. Not everything that happened back here isn't important. Everything here is what we're going for. I think that's what's going to blow up these teams. So super excited for everybody making the commitment today. We'll see you in Alabama.
All right, real quick, I'm going to wrap up here in 3 minutes or less. You know, one quick story. There's 4 things I got to cover. Hopefully I don't forget them. Number 1, you know, I live in Arizona. You may or may not know that, but I made a decision several weeks ago to come up to this event. Why? Because there's quality people up here that needed this event. And there's people that, you know, how many people realize that people will do what you do, right? You got to be the leader that you want people to follow. You know, I always ask my team, would you recruit you? Would you follow you? And if the answer is no, you got to change you. That's what personal development's all about. If you've never led an army of people, how can you lead an army of people? That's what the trainings are all about. It's not just how to sell and how to motivate and how to inspire. It's how to take an audience of people and move them from here to over there with blind faith. That's what happens at these events. I have more people in my team at this event than I probably would have normally at Super Saturdays, because I made one, the commitment to be here, but two, to make sure they were here with me. So just take that as a lesson. I also want to share with you guys is this. When people ask me how much does it cost to get started in our company, I tell them $300. And they go, and I tell some of you guys all just look at me funny. First of all, I tell them it's platinum and rep is $600. And to go to the training, it's about $200. But right now we're running a promo where you can get in for $300. It's $100 for your ticket, $200 to go to the event, because you have to get trained on how to do what you're about to do with me. And so you got to shift your mindset. That's the belief shift. So I had signed up a lady that was on a Saturday training I did online, I think last Saturday. Anybody ever see that training in here? A couple of you guys? And that lady texted me. She was not in. She was in my Facebook page. She said, I want to sign up, and how do I get to Alabama? I have another guy that signed up on the spot and signed up for Alabama, because I am very defiant, because I know what these events will do for people, that anybody that I sponsor personally, if you are going to the event to get our attention. That's just how it is, because if I'm going to the events, the Matt Morrisons of the world are going to the events, doesn't it make sense for you to go to the events? That's the shift you have to have. The last thing is this. How many of you, I try to relate it to a career. How many people know a doctor in here? Yep. I was talking to a friend of mine who was a dentist yesterday. He's retired. He's in the room today. He went to 4 years of education, then another 4+ years or so. I lost him about 8 years or so of education to go to be a dentist. But then you also have to go be an apprentice, don't you? And it takes a lot of time, a lot of money, but those are the big bucks that you get to make when you become a dentist or a doctor or a lawyer, whatever it may be. But I decided 22 years ago that I wanted to be a professional network marketer. It was my only shot to have a shot. You know, I wasn't good at a lot of things. I grew up in a single parent home. My dad died when I was just before my 8th birthday. I went through a lot of different male role models in my life that weren't the greatest. And then when I saw Mark, I latched onto him. And I wasn't going to let go. And I promise you, if you can get your heart into this, World Ventures will get into you, and you can literally be the role model that your family wants in their life as well. But you know, you cannot make the excuse not to go, and you have to have the guts to get your team to go. I challenge you from event to event to event to double your numbers. So if the View was your first event and you were there by yourself, just bring one person to Momentum. If you had 4 people at the View, just get 8 people to Momentum. And if you had 4 people at the View and they each were there by themselves, help them each get 1, which doubled their numbers, which then doubled your numbers. You guys see how that works? That is the key to get your numbers to double, and then you will focus on the numbers to get the marketing director all the way up to IMD, guys. We're going to take a 10-minute break. You can register for the event. This event will sell out. People are coming from all over the world because it's Momentum 2019, guys. So log on to wveventreg.com, get your ticket. You'll be able to find out where you can stay, how you're going to get there. We'll worry about those details later. Just get your ticket so you have access to the building. Thank you.